Welcome to your bonus game. Our bonus game today, BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. You remember that game, right? Got on the internet, spoke some truth about it. 20 DLC characters, but we got an update for you straight from Gematsu. Now, I've read this, and I don't want to reread it because usually that's what I do. Let me just summarize what it is that I've gathered and where it is that I think the game is going, right? They're saying is that they releasing the game at like a lower price point with the 20 characters. And if you want to complete your roster, that it will end up coming out the same amount that it would if you would have bought the full game. Which, in that idea, gives you something like, well, maybe you should have went all or nothing with that. But I don't know how you would go all or nothing with having a game full of 40 characters playing I would like to call this the Dead or Alive last round core fighters defense, which for Dead or Alive 5 core fighters, because of that franchise and the kind of people that franchise attracts and how people get attached to characters like that, it works in that scenario. I don't know how well that works in a game that's supposed to be a 2-on-2 tag fighter. Not saying that it doesn't or couldn't work. But when you think about it in that instance, is that what would you do? You say you have rotating characters just like most free-to-play games have, and it's like, well, you can play as this character, and if you like this character, you can buy them for this. I think that having a base model of, we got 20 characters for you, like, yo, this is the squad we chose. And then if you want more characters, they'll come out. My only issue is it now that I've had, like, some time to sit here and think about it. Breaking up Ruby was weird, and the only thing that I completely 101% disagree with. In a game whose initial hype factor was built on the fact that Ruby Rose, Weiss-Schnee, Yang Xiaolong, and Blake Belladonna at a minimum, and yes, I spelled Ruby, messed it up. Well, more like, I don't know that ship name in Bumblebee. Does that work better for you? Works better for me, because what are they? I think it's called like Froze. I think their ship is called Frozen Petals. I think it's how that ship is. Look. Anyway, when I sit here and I think about it, because, I did that thing that I don't usually do, was I went to the masses and heard what they had to say. And a lot of the stuff is stuff that I've already said that I agree with. It's just that my only thing, when you break it up this way, when one of the core factors of which your game is built upon, hype-wise, is playing as characters from Team Ruby. When you get past putting all 4 Ruby characters in the roster, then if you want to add Juniper, if you want to sit up here, and I quote this, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be real dumb, so if you want to put the whole squad from Turquoise Jeep in there, LOL, if you want to do that, if you want to put Cinder in there, you want to put Uncle Crow and Auntie That's a Raven, you want to put Leo Lionheart, we just naming characters. If you want to put, what's his name? What's that boy's name? I just said, oh wait, Mr. I got hit with, what, I don't even know, what was that move that Blake hit him with? Oh wait, that was an axe handle. Double axe handle to the back. Yeah, that's Adam Torres. Like, what you want, Hazel, aka Young Bane? Like, put that as DLC. But don't break up Team Ruby for that. That's the only thing. Like I say, it's like, again, I told y'all, when it comes, and I mean this, when it comes to initial things that are said, context is needed. People still don't agree with the whole thing in general, period, even if this is going to be, like, because technically it is what it is. It's technically a budget title. Because remember, we're going to say it's 40 characters. Okay. 90% of this roster is using recycled assets. not including the many stages we've seen. Like, mostly this is Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for this revolution of things when you really sit up here and think about it. And Ruby is what? Ruby is a Mingo. See, I had to have you on snuff for that. Like, Ruby is Ruby Heart. See, I had to get you. See, you thought I was finna really go a Mingo? No. I'm like, what? Yang is Marrow? You know, like, let's just say, no, actually, Yang is Cable, right? You know what I'm saying? Blake, she could be Tron Bond. You know what I'm saying? Weiss can be Marrow. Does that satisfy you? That's technically what this is. This is Marvel 2. A whole bunch of recycled assets, a couple of new characters to round out the roster. That just came to me just like right now. Just came to me like right this second. You know what I'm saying? At this junction, reading the rest of this is hearing that, you know, they wanted everybody to have this at the same time without there being like some year gap between the port of the game. But then it's easy to do something like this when 90-something% of your game is recycled assets. Easy to do. They sit up here and say, well, if y'all can get your head out your own asses, and that's me saying that, and sit up here and come to think about this and consider the game for what exactly this is a recycle fest, then maybe we'll put more things that are unrecycled in there once you show us that it's worth investing in this. See, you have to remember something very important. When this game was first announced, everybody was screaming for Persona 5 characters, and I was like, listen to what the beats say. No, not gonna happen. Now, given where Atlas is right now with Moon Knight and Star Knight, right? A Persona 5 arena isn't far away. I say around 2019 next year, because that'll give everybody enough time to get as intimate with Persona 5 as they want to absorb what Star Knight and Moon Knight are, and do all of that stuff for you to be attached to those characters. Because see, when Persona 4 Arena came out, and understanding this at the time that this was like, because when Persona 4 Arena came out, this was before I had really, because I had played like a little bit of Persona 4 and just dropped it because it was like, I had better things to do, and that was the wrong thing. But ultimately, I picked up G.O.D, and it's like, it's been one of my greatest gameplay experiences ever. So you'll never hear me spoil it for you, because that's just something that you need to play for yourself regardless. At that time, from being somebody who was looking in the window of Persona, like, I heard about this game, everybody go nuts bonkers for this. Why does this exist? So the only thing I had at that time was to think about this as a fighting game, because that's what I do better than anybody in the business. That don't change. It's understanding why this exists. Understanding that even now, right now as I sit, how game-changing Persona 4 Arena has been to the casual fighting game fan. Now, this does not discount or excuse what Sengoku Basara Cross did for the Sengoku Basara series, which a lot of what makes Persona the game that it is thanks to the sacrifices of not only Sengoku Basara Cross, but also Hokuto no Ken, because those are the games, those are their spiritual predecessors, when you really think about it, of games that our sister works made outside with other people's characters to ultimately get to the point to where now every game has a mash square button. Or in the case of Dragon Ball FighterZ, mash any button and a thing will happen. Because you trying to make sure it ain't about casual bucks. It's that you want somebody to just sit down and be, well, I can enjoy and I can make fun things happen. The game don't change of when those who dedicate themselves to the craft of becoming good truly bring what that game is to life. Because for real, when this game come out, what you see day 1, day 2 won't be the same thing you see day 102. Those are just facts and what they are. That's just what it is. And it can be nothing else but that. At the end of the day, reading all this, absorbing all this, and hearing Maury's thoughts on it, I agree. 101% agree with your plan. Maybe you should have let off with that. That's kind of sometimes people forget. Sometimes the approach is just as important, if not more, than the dismount. If they would have came and said, look, this is our plan. We going to release this game at a budget just because we reusing a whole bunch of assets. And if you want to add characters to this budget asset game that we are building, then here's what you do. Don't sit up here and just blankly say 20 characters of DLC with no reason, and then you get all these dumb videos I've been seeing on the internet, and not watching them, by the way, because I'm not giving you my views on my time, but just seeing the titles for these videos. One that I saw, BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle is in trouble because of DLC. And given the person who made that video, it's like, well, this is normal for you because you're a damn idiot, but whatever. Now you have context. Context is always important. Remember, approach just as important as the dismount. So the approach that they took with announcing this failed. The dismount, I give it a 6. A 6.6. That's a Russian judge score. That seems fair. Is that, again, you open with this. You open with, look, we releasing this as a budget title because of the assets we use and how quick this came together and how much it's probably going to cost us to recoup the licensing costs that come with Persona characters, Under Night Embers, and Ruby and Rooster Teeth and blah, blah, blah. This is what we're doing. A couple of years ago, there was a word I used to use. I'm finna bring that word back. It's called transparency. Transparency. Listen, game developers. Transparency. Say what's on your damn minds. Everybody's not going to agree with everything you do or say or whatever, but at least give us the option to disagree with you with everything versus having videos for a week and a half, 2 weeks about BlazBlue Cross Tag Battles in trouble. Oh my God, I'm not buying this DLC. Well, I'm still not buying it now, even though the dismount and it's already landed. Let's review this video really quickly. BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle is Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for all intents and purposes. Ruby Rose is Ruby Heart. We agreed that Weiss is Marrow. We agreed on that. We said Blake, she can be Tron. No, well actually no, Yang's Tron now because you know the whole thing that I won't spoil if you ain't caught up on Ruby yet, but it's been over a season since that happened. So if you ain't caught up, well, Yang is Tron by, and we said that, you know, Blake, she can be a Mingo, maybe a Surfbot, you know, because who are the other new, because hold on, what are all the new characters in Marvel? What? Cable, Ruby Heart, Amigo, Tron-Bond, Surfbot. And I think those were all the new original assets that were created for that game. Everybody else in that game was recycled from something else. So yes, BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle was Marvel 2. And if you want to supplement your roster with this thing, you can do that, and they're giving you the option. That's that. So now, internet, calm down. Also, you can get your asses out your seats now. Scat Skittles Bible, this new show is over. I gotta get to this money because nobody gets to this money better than me. But I'd like to thank you guys for joining me for another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks on live in the Team GRF newsroom. Like, we had a good time. Yo, I can't wait to get in Dragon Ball FighterZ. That's gonna be fun this weekend to have something to do. I'm excited for whatever Fight EX Leia's gonna do, so I'm gonna be keeping a close eye on Evo Japan to see if a Blur Dane trailer drops. Please, Lord, let a Blur Dane trailer drop. And I'm glad we were able to get some clarification about what it is that BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle is going to be, and we learned that BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle equals Marvel vs. Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes. How about that? Scat Skittles Kabobble, the one and the only triple to G.O.D. Again, I'd like to thank you for joining me live in the newsroom, live on TNGRF TV, and with all that being said, I'll holler at you guys next time, man. Peace out.